What is going on, everyone? Yes, we are back better than ever. We've had some changes come about, and that's why I've needed these past couple weeks to get my bearings. It's been a lot of stuff happening behind the scenes over here, but I am so excited to kind of walk you through some of the changes that are coming to Clubhouse Chronicles, to Broken Record Music Club, and potentially more. So that's what this episode is going to be. There's no interview today, but we're just going to get on cooking. So in my personal life, I took on a new job. So that kind of made me, I had to shut down everything from my past job and, get my office packed up, all that jazz, and get situated in my new job, which started this week. So hopefully this will allow me to spend less time in the car. My commute to work was pretty horrendous. So I'm glad that I'm a lot closer and hopefully can do a lot more because of that. But beyond that, we've had a lot of announcements on the Broken Record Music Club side of things. We announced the signing of Motus Band, which I am so excited about. I went down last week to Champaign and saw them play at the Canopy Club. And man, I'm still just so blown away by them and so glad that I get the chance to work with them. I really, really love Trent's voice, the lead singer, and the band is great in general. There's a bunch of great guys that are really dedicated to the craft, and they have a couple bangers that they played at the show, and I am super excited about them. Getting one of them out, I-95, just a preview name for you. But man, it's going to be a song of the summer, and you can bet on that. This Motu signing has been kind of a couple months in the making. We've been having conversations and getting contracts signed and stuff, but it's been super, super awesome to start getting to know those guys and getting things put together. And we're getting ready to start here very soon. And we're going to get a whole project out to you definitely before the end of 2025. So I am super, super stoked for you guys to hear it. I'm super stoked for you guys to learn more about Motus if you don't already know about them. They are a fantastic alternative band from Champaign. So again, I can't say how excited I am to start working with these guys and get them right. Moving on to our next announcement, because we've had a couple this week. We brought on Bridget Lands to our team. And for those of you that may not know Bridget, she has been running Atomic Blue Productions down in Bloomington. And we've had some conversations and we added her to our team. I'm so excited to have her on the team and help our artists get booked in different places, help us with planning little weekend tours that we're expecting to go on as the year continues. So super excited for all of this stuff. And Bridget's going to be helping out with some other stuff as well, which I can't announce yet. So there's more announcements coming, but just a general overview is that Bridget's on our team. Super happy to be working with her and get things going with Jenny and Motus and potentially another artist or band. So that's what's been going on the record label front. We've been busy. Man, we've been out and about with Jenny, weekend tour, followed by a weekend in Illinois, followed by the biggest show that they've had at the Castle Theater, opening up for Blind Baby with some other great bands, but super cool to play at the Castle Theater. The funny thing was Jenny and the band and me, we went down to the Castle Theater a couple months ago for the Harrison Gordon show. And what an awesome show. Just gonna throw that out there. If you missed it, it's on you because you missed a crazy environment and just an awesome experience in general. But while we were there, we were kind of talking. We're like, soon you're gonna be here and you're gonna be playing. And she was like, yeah, let's do it. And sure enough, a couple weeks later, we got word that Jenny was gonna be opening at Castle Theater for Blind Baby. So just super whirlwind type of month for us. We've been kind of just going. But with that, we needed a sec to kind of pause and kind of evaluate where things are at. And that leads me to the changes that are coming to Clubhouse Chronicles. Now, it's nothing super crazy. You're still going to get interviews every week, besides the last 2 weeks, which I needed to kind of gather everything. But we're moving the Clubhouse Chronicles stuff. So it's not going to exist on the Broken Record Music Club page anymore. It's going to be over on a separate Instagram account at Club Chron Pod. Little abbreviation action for you. But over there, that's where we're going to post our clips from this podcast. We're going to still do our releases every week that you should know about as well over there. And I'm super excited about that. That we're going to have a separate existence for this page and this community, and so that we can help it grow. We're still attached with Broken Record Music Club. It's the official podcast of Broken Record Music Club. And we're still going to be doing the same old thing, interviewing bands in the Central Illinois music scene and beyond in Illinois as well. And yeah, we're just going to continue to bring awareness to these awesome bands and artists that are in this scene, because again, there is so much talent. Seemingly it just continues to grow and grow and grow. Like I said, I was at the Canopy Club seeing Motus a couple weeks ago, and what an all-star lineup that I didn't even know about some of the artists, the more up and coming artists. We had Sierra Sikora there, which I've heard about, and she's been making a lot of noise in the Central Illinois music scene. So it was really awesome to hear her with the live band. I also got to see a couple of our friends from Lackadays who also play in her band. Angelo and Jameer play drums and bass in her band. So seeing them and putting a name to a face was really cool. I didn't get there for the first 2 acts, I believe. But by the time I got down there, there were 2 amazing singer-songwriters that kind of blew me away. We had Liliana Fair, she did so amazing. And I have never personally heard of her, but some of the guys in Motus were part of her band for the night. And she sounded fantastic, and she had probably the most heart-wrenching song of the whole night that really just stood out. It was a really, really beautiful song, and I can't wait for her to put it out and have more people hear it, because it's about the tragedy that is going on in her life, but really just a beautiful song in honor of her mom, who recently passed away. Man, it was heavy. It was so good, and you couldn't help but listen. We also had Mina there. I don't know of her last name, but Mina, it was like her second time performing and like first time with a live band, and for all that, she did really well, and I'm excited to see her development as well as she continues to write music and get some recorded and hopefully put out for you guys. But overall, the moral of the story is the scene is the scene. It keeps growing, and new artists keep coming in, and it's really great to be around, be in. So there's still going to be interviews on this channel. There's still going to be video and the podcast, obviously. It's just going to exist in a different place on Instagram. So give us a follow at Club Chron Pod. It's CLUBCHRON Pod, POD. And it's also going to be linked in Broken Record Music Club's bio, so you can find it there. We're going to share it everywhere. Once we clip this up and put it out on our socials, you'll know where to go. But all those clips are going to be there. The clips are still going to exist on the Broken Record Music Club page, like the clips that are there. And we're slowly going to incorporate them over to the other account. Hopefully this means that we can get you more clips from each interview, and hopefully more bonus content as we continue our series interviewing. But this episode is going to mark the end of season 1, if you want to call it that. That way it's just easier to organize stuff. This is the 15th episode of Clubhouse Chronicles, and I'm super proud of myself for getting this far. It was just something that I kind of wanted to try this year, and sure enough, we're still doing it. So be sure to follow us on that Instagram and support over there. It's going to be shared on Broken Record Music Club's pages, so be sure to keep an eye out for that. But yeah, I've been yapping for a minute. It's not a long episode, and I know people may be expecting us to come out with an episode, but we have some interviews on deck. We're going to get Motus up in here. We're going to be doing one with Julie from Pretzel Records. We have some other interviews getting lined up as well. That's about all I got. I mean, again, not a super long episode, just more informative for you guys, for the people. Let you know that we're still here, that the podcast isn't over. It didn't abruptly end. It's just that we had some stuff going on. So now that you guys are aware, be sure to check us out next week. We're going to have a new episode next week. As always, you can keep up with everything that is going on, all these changes, all these adjustments and such. For all things label related, you can check us out on Instagram at Broken Record Music Club. All these announcements are already there. If you're watching this, it's just on the label page. It's so that we can inform you that everything is over at the new place for the pod. But all things label related, all the updates on Motus Band, on Jenny Scara, on our two artists outside of Illinois, Tina Bridge and Kenny Gemini, it'll all be there. So check us out there. If you're watching on YouTube, thank you. Be sure to give us a like and maybe subscribe so you can see all the other interviews and know when stuff comes out. If you want to follow the new podcast Instagram, again, it is at Club Chron Pod, CLUBCHRON Pod on Instagram. So you can find all the clips that you know and love. That's going to be their new home, as well as some other stuff. We're going to try to include some more interesting stuff, some favorite songs of the month I'm going to bring back. I was doing it on the label page, but I want to carry it over to this page. Every week we're going to be doing new releases in the scene. So if you are an artist that is listening to this and you have an upcoming release, just send us a DM so that we can know that you have a project or a single coming out, so we can include it in our list. We have a backlogged list this week, so there's going to be a ton of new releases that you can keep up with. We've been kind of quiet on socials for a second to kind of gather ourselves. So we're going to be catching up, but we're going to do all this cool stuff over at Club Chron Pod on Instagram, the new home of Clubhouse Chronicles on Instagram. So be sure to check that out and give us a follow. But just like that, that's our show. Again, short and sweet, to the point, but wanted to get you this information so that you guys could stay aware. But we will be back next week with a brand new interview with Julie from Pretzel Records, and it's going to be super fun because Julie is awesome and Doug is awesome. Hopefully Doug will join us as well. So going to be sweet. You've been hanging out with Clubhouse Chronicles, where the sounds are hot, the stories are hotter, and the vibes absolutely off the charts. And until next time, keep it loud, keep it proud, and remember, Central Illinois is where the music magic happens. Peace.